We're out here at today's farm, gonna work on putting in a food plot here, and we have the Rhino Rebel 60 forward tine tiller. Like the forward tine tiller because when I do put in food plots, I can take some reclaimed ground that was once in some sprouts and trees after I get everything mowed, and it kind of helps keep everything clear, unclogged. It'll kind of bounce over. You never know where you're going to run into, whether it's rocks, sticks, roots. It'll bounce over those and keep you going. It doesn't tear it up. Lets you roll right on through. Today, actually, we're going to do two types of ground. One has been disc, and the other type, all I've done is mowed, and it was pretty tall grass. I'd say it's probably a good 3 foot tall grass. I mowed it. Honestly, it's been mowed for about 3 weeks, so it's been a while. Again, another reason I like that forward tine tiller. Does a really good job, takes care of the grass. I don't have a lot of time. I do most of my work on the weekends, so I might mow it one weekend and not get time to come back out for a week, or in this case it's been 3 weeks. I can still get in there, still get it done, and still get the food plots put in before it's time. So I'm going to show you kind of how it works today, and get a good grasp of why I like the forward tine tiller as opposed to a rear tine tiller when I'm working with reclaimed ground to keep the debris and everything from clogging up the tiller.
This is the Rhino Rebel 60 forward direction tiller. The rotor actually turns this direction, where the reverse actually brings the material from the tines from behind and up. The only difference you're going to see is there's no front shield here. It does have the big heavy side plates. It's a gear driven from the PTO over to the side, and it is gear driven on this side down to the rotor. We're going to see it in two different soil types here and see if a forward tine fits your operation. First thing we're going to do is drop the RhinoAG tiller into the ground and get started. We have this set up to do about a 2-inch tilling depth. They're going to plant alfalfa and other small seed crops. Those crops require a firm seed bed, so you don't want to till super deep planting a food plot like this. You just want to get rid of the material and plants and weeds and growth that is above the ground. So tilling at that shallow depth of about 2 inches allows us to chop up the material, and as you can see here, the forward directional tiller is really chopping up that material and bringing material around, you can see dirt right here being pulled forward, but the thing is when we start looking at the residue that's being left behind, a forward directional tiller allows a little more residue to be left on top of the ground. One benefit of this is it prevents soil erosion, especially doing food plots. You're not going to wash your dirt away and get ruts and that type of stuff. It's going to help you actually improve your food plot coming up because it has a little more organic matter. That's why farmers do no-till farming. That is one of the benefits of a forward directional tiller, is allowing more crop residue that you're tilling under to be retained on top of the soil. Now as we go into this next video, we did one minor adjustment. We raised the back shield instead of pushing the material along. What we did was we raised it up and to give it a try to see if it would help level the soil a little bit more, and actually we're seeing it throwing the soil a little bit better out the back end of the tiller, mixing that organic matter, that crop residues, to prepare a little seed bed. Using your tillage equipment, it's kind of like farmers and food plots. They do a lot of in-field testing. There is no perfect situation for all conditions, and this one we were impressed by raising the door to allow the material to throw out the back, and it looks like it's mixing the material and doing a better job preparing the seed bed for the food plot. Of the video, we're actually going to go into the area that was dissed by a professional farmer. You will notice that the size of the clumps and lumps that this disc actually knocked the tall grass down, but as you can see right in the bottom of the image there's a lot of big clumps. This ground was a little bit tacky when he disced it, and it caused almost like brickbats. The thing you'll see is the RhinoAG tiller busting those materials down into smaller particles to get good seed to soil contact. And now you'll see right underneath the rear wheel there, we've got a tree limb in, and this is going to show how that forward directional tiller goes over the top of that obstruction and allowed it to flow out and underneath the tiller, versus a reverse directional tiller would have pulled that obstruction into the rotor, could have causing a jam up or even activate the slip clutch. And as you can see now, we're seeing that residue layer, how it works great in this tilled ground from the disking, but you'll have to tune in and see what happened in this pass. It was a very expensive RhinoAG tilling experience.